and welcome back to Mindful Sojourn. I am Janie. Thank you for joining me today. If this is your first time checking out my channel, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you find, and I hope you'll stick around for more. And if you are a returning viewer or a subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. So if you saw a couple videos back, I did a tag tutorial and I showed you how to take merchandise tags and like this from a pack of stickers, or you can use clothing tags or whatever. So I took this backing from these packs of stickers and I turned them into decorative journal tags. Now this one I have a pocket on the back. This one I actually didn't finish. You can just put a solid sheet of paper over the back and it can be a journal card tag. But what if you don't have merchandise tags lying around? So if that's the case, I'm going to show you how to make all of these tags. So all of these were made from Manila folders, except for this one. This is, well, actually it's still Manila folders, just a different color. So these are all just collaged tags from Manila folders and book pages or sheet music. And then some of them, my new favorites, are these that I covered in acetate. I think that's what this is. It's like the plastic wrap that, like, these are just it's a package of stickers from the dollar store, and I was gonna throw all of these away, and then I realized I could use them. I cut them up into smaller pieces like this one. I don't know if you can actually, yeah, you can kind of see that. So I cut it into smaller pieces, stuck it over the tags, and the purpose for this was because I put dried flowers on these, and the whole point of tags, you know, they're removable from a journal. They're not like glued down to a page. And so I wanted to decorate these with dried flowers, but I didn't want the flowers to be destroyed from the tag being taken in and out of a pocket or a tuck spot. So I decided to use this plastic to protect the flowers. And I love how these turned out. I just sewed these, so I haven't trimmed the edges off yet. But we'll get to that. I'll show you this whole process. And so let's jump in. So you can use any type of cardstock. I'm using a Manila folder, but you can use just plain cardstock paper. You can use scrapbook paper. It doesn't even have to be cardstock, but if you are using something that's on the flimsier side, like construction paper, printer paper, newspaper, you want to layer so that it will become sturdy like a tag. So I'm going to use some book page. I think I'm just going to keep this simple and put this down over this whole sheet. What I'm going to do first is take my book page, and now you don't have to use book page. You can use, for the base decor layer, you can use sheet music. There's all kinds of, I mean, you can use scrapbook paper. The possibilities are endless. There's no right or wrong on what to use. It just has to do with your taste and the your style, the look you're going for. So it's completely up to you. I'm not going to be going too heavy on this glue because I may end up sewing this down or sewing it together once I get all the collage pieces on. But sewing is not necessary. You can absolutely do this without using a sewing machine. But if that's the case, you want to make sure you're using a good glue, that you trust and you know will last a while. You could also use double-sided tape. Again, it's totally up to you. I'm just gonna get this down and then figure out where I need to add more glue. Now, I don't care if it ends up being, you know, somewhat wrinkly, or if you can see the glue, because this is going to be decorated like these. It will be collaged over, so I don't care so much about it being smooth and perfect. So I hope you guys are all having a great week so far. Well, so far, I mean, the week is almost over. Yay, the weekend is upon us. I hope you guys are enjoying the fall weather wherever you are. I probably said that in my last video, but I am enjoying the festivities. We went to a pumpkin patch last weekend. Was that last weekend? I think it was. I hope to go to more because I loved it so much. I hadn't been to a pumpkin patch probably since I was a kid. So the next thing you want to do, once you get your base layer on, I am going to cut this in half, I think, because so tags come in all different shapes and sizes. They can be tall and narrow, they can be tall and wide, they can be short and wide. There's not one perfect size. Any size works, but for the sake of, I think, convenience, well, I think I'm gonna turn this into 2 sets of tags, and these ones here obviously will be taller than these. So I'm just gonna cut this in half, and then I'm going to just cut this top part off. Okay, now the next thing you want to do once you get these cut long ways is determine how wide you want your tags, and I'm just going to eyeball this. I think I want maybe one skinny one because I don't have any super skinny tags, and then maybe a wide one, or slightly wider. This I will take just down the middle there, and then I think for this I might do 2 wider ones. So as you can see, I just kind of did this random cutting. If you want a batch of tags that are all the same size, you can absolutely measure and make sure you're cutting them all. I'm just gonna tear that off. Cutting them all the same size, but that's totally up to you. That was not my goal, so that's why I didn't do that. So you get the idea. I'll save this for later. We'll work with these. And then the next thing you want to do is turn them into tag shapes. Which one do I want to work with on camera? I think I will do, maybe one of these larger ones. I'll save those for later. Now to make your tag shape, all you do is just cut off the top corners. You want your sides to be even. All you do is cut off one side and then flip it over and use that as your template for the other side. That way they're even. And there you go. There is your base. And now for the decorating, again, I know I keep saying it, but the possibilities are completely endless. So, something I've been doing with these doilies is using them as stamps, because I don't have, not stamps, stencils. I currently don't have a set of stencils, so I am making my own out of doily. Just going to tear this up to make some rough edges. I apologize for this segment here. I didn't realize until after filming that some of this was out of frame and you can't see exactly what I'm doing, but I am using this doily as a stencil. So I'm just taking my black soot ink and my ink dauber, and I am basically stenciling the design and shape of the doily onto the orange construction paper that I am going to use in this tag as part of the collage. So you can kind of see some of that here as I move it around. But again, I apologize for this being out of frame. Okay, maybe I won't use that. I'll wait. But I do have all these little magazine cutouts. I say magazine, I don't know that that's actually what they came from, but it's they feel like magazine pages. They're really thin. I might use that somewhere, and I might use some more of this green paper. I had never really done collaging, which is what I'm doing now, until I got into junk journaling. And I feel like I'm not great at it, but the nice thing about collaging is that you can do whatever you think looks good. And there's not really, I mean, there is kind of a science behind it. You know, there is a little bit of a science or formula behind it, as long as, I don't know, the key is just layering, you know, and using different textures, different, textures of paper. You can even use fabric when you're doing a collage like this. So you want to just use what you have, and that's the other thing I like about it, is that it's it allows you to use up your scraps. So now I feel like it needs something down here. I think I might do another little like that for maybe a word. I feel like it needs to be down here to cover this blank space, but I like how it looks layered over that. Maybe at the bottom. Maybe like that. I'm just gonna go with it and not overthink it. So then later I can come in with something I've typed and put that over the center. And there you go. So that's how I did all of these. And then for the flowers, for these ones with the dried flowers, the only thing I did different is that I kind of kept them a little on the simpler side when it came to collaging, if any. So let me just clear this away so you can see everything. So with these, where's my other? I think these are the only ones I've done like this with the plastic or acetate. These are the only two that I did any amount of collaging. So this one is just my base layer of the sheet music instead of a book page, and then a cut out or torn out piece of scrapbook paper that looks like it has like handwriting on it. And then this is another one of those little magazine like pages. I actually got these recently at the swap meet in a little booklet. So that, and then the flower, and then sewing, and then this one was just an ink stamp, and then a little dream catcher sticker, and it's kind of a thick sticker. It's on, feels like it's the texture of like a brown paper bag. And then of course the flower, and then I sewed the edges. Now these two I kept super simple and basic. I didn't do any collaging. As you can see, it's just book page and the flower, of course with a little washi tape to hold the flower in place. With these two I did glue a little bit. I used a little bit of glue for the dandelion. These two though, because they are thinner and a little bit more delicate than these, I didn't use any glue. I just used the washi to hold them down, and then I did the sewing. So and then the only other thing you do with these is just cut off the excess plastic or acetate. I love how these turned out. I think these are my favorite thing I've made. I love flowers so much, and the idea of preserving them like this, it just, oh my gosh, this is absolutely my thing so much. I want to make like 100 of these. I could do this all day. So yeah, here are your floral dried flower tags. And again, these are all made from, these all have the manila folder base. I just, instead of using the dried flowers for these, I did collaging. So there's a ton of different ways you can take this, different styles, different materials you can use, but the key with any junk journal project is to just use what you have. There you go. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if this was useful, or if you plan to make some of these, or if this inspires you to do something else. As always, that's the fun part of junk journaling, when you see one person's idea and then it inspires you to do something else and then build on it. So let me know. I hope you have a great week, and happy fall. Bye. See you next time.